Tom Herman. Tom Herman.
Coach, I guess we'll just start off. Can we, how's Braxton doing? I know you guys, Urban Meyer said you expected a big jump from Braxton today.
Yeah, but not until this afternoon.
Okay.
On two-a-days, we give him the morning off throwing, and then he throws in the afternoon. So he'll throw this afternoon. Got a lot of reps with the team today, this morning, because it's a kind of a run emphasis in the morning, full pads, and so we threw him in for all the runs with the #1 offense, and did a good job with all his reads and getting guys lined up and getting them in the right spot. But we'll know a lot more after this afternoon's practice in terms of how the arm's feeling.
Tom, how much of a blessing is, not blessing maybe, but a silver lining has been that you've gotten to work with the other two quarterbacks, maybe a little bit more, or three quarterbacks?
Yeah, it's been great for them, and it really, you never want to not throw as a quarterback, I get that, but it's been good for Braxton too to be able to step back, and again, kind of like what we did in the spring, he's very much engaged. He's calling out protections, he's going through his reads, all that stuff, and then for those young guys to get the live reps is invaluable. I mean, you can't put a value on it because that usually doesn't happen, and so we're making the most of it. Obviously, we'd prefer it the other way, don't get me wrong, but we're certainly making the most of it.
To the quickies, Urban said that JT, he thought, jumped ahead like Saturday. I'm sure you were aware of that. And in your mind, I mean, how is that battle going? I mean, is JT have a slight lead now, and why?
Sure. The offense moves better when he's in there, and you can throw all the completion percentages. He's probably completing more balls and making more of the right reads in the run game. But at the end of the day, the offense moves when he's in, and sometimes it doesn't as much. Not that Cardell's doing a bad job, but the offense moves more frequently when JT's the quarterback, and that's the sign of a good one.
Do you guys have any concern at all that Braxton wouldn't be ready by August 30th?
Not yet. No, I think it's too early to have that concern. I think the trainers are optimistic. Everything is on schedule. Had a little bit of a setback with some additional soreness that we weren't expecting, but I'm not ready to say concerned is the right word.
Are you at all concerned that you guys haven't really been able to work with him as much as, with the first team every day? I mean, I know you're 2 weeks now away from, and he hasn't really been full go since, before the Orange Bowl. So is there any?
I think it's very independent. What he has to do is independent of what the other guys have to do in terms of, if we don't block a guy, that same guy's not getting blocked for JT Barrett, that's not getting blocked for Braxton Miller. And if we run a route too short, that same route's getting run too short as it is for Braxton Miller, as it is for JT Barrett. So I think, at the end of the day, he's got to get in there and get his own rust off. But in terms of how it relates to the offense as a whole, I think we'll be just fine.
There's no such thing as the offense working as a unit. I mean, being a little bit rusty itself. I mean, with him being limited, you understand?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. I've never really experienced that. So, and I've had guys go down for, extended weeks of, periods of time. I mean, at the end of the day, he missed 3 weeks last year, and he came back against, who was it, Wisconsin or Penn State, and had one of his best games of his career. So, and we did offensively too. So I don't anticipate any ill effects from that.
Tom, how much did he throw in the summer with guys? Did he get a chance to throw some balls in the summer and establish?
Oh yeah. I think he was cleared to start throwing like July 1st, and I mean it was like every other day he was out here throwing routes and full speed throwing, and he'd take a day off and come back out and throw routes. So as far as I know, because the NCAA rules say I can't know all the details of all of that, but as far as I know, he got out and threw the ball around quite effectively.
Is he more limited now than he would have been, say, when he started throwing?
I don't know, because we didn't start practice then, so I mean, it's hard for me to speculate. So he is where he is right now, not because the shoulder is injured, but because of the fatigue of multiple practices, the practices day after day after day after day, 50, 60, 70 balls being thrown, the thing's going to get tired. The muscles aren't ready for that, and so we've got to continue to build them up. So, going out and throwing routes, 30 routes for 20 minutes with the wideouts is a lot different than going out and practicing a full 2-hour practice with your team. So we just got to continue to build him up to where he can do that muscle-wise.